All right.
What's
We're
good?
here with the one and only Mr. BLKSEED of BLKSEED Music. Yeah. That's right. So, tell me a little something, brother. What was the moment you knew music was for you? It was your calling, or whatever.
Well, let's take it back to the church. You know what I mean? I used to watch these older cats play them drums, and I was like, man, you know what I mean? They always be getting it in, and then one day, one of the drummers, he got tired. You know, I knew I'd tap around a little bit, but he was like, hey man, come get out. I got on there, it wasn't the best experience, man, but that got me past my stage fright, man. And then once I started locking in and getting practice, man, I got a little bit better. Then I was like, man, it's an awesome feeling, man. This is something I probably want to do. So I would say, if I want to say a year, probably be like 81, 82, somewhere around there. Yep.
All right. You remember the first beat you ever made?
Yeah. And, just being transparent, keeping it real, it wasn't that good. You know what I mean? But I thought it was that good at the time that I made it, you know what I mean? Just to hear something that you put together with your own hands, you know what I mean? I think to anybody, your first one gonna feel good, like that's your baby, you know what I mean? But as I progressed, man, I was like, oh man, that was trash. You feel me?
So, were there any producers that influenced you to say that, you know what, this is what I'm gonna be doing. This is what I want to do.
Man, you know what? Like I said, coming from the church, musicians actually, because, I could say I was before hip hop, you know what I mean? So I feel like, musicians that actually play on records, you know what I mean? People like Larry Smith and Davey DMX, those guys, man, they started in hip hop, man, and got it cracking, man. And I love Larry Smith. I love his Run DMC stuff, his Houdini stuff, man, his Fat Boy stuff, man. I love that instrumentation, man. So I would say number one, it'd be Larry Smith for me.
Okay. So, a lot of producers out here say that they have a particular sound. Some people say their music is, superhero style. Some people say, it's bass music or West Coast funk. What would you call your sound?
You know what? I'm kind of still searching for my sound, but I can be inspired by other sounds like, boom bap, trap, EDM, dubstep. I can take something from each one of those and emulate all of that. But like as far as my personal style, people have told me it was West Coast or whatever, but I feel like I'm still searching for my signature sound. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I even want a signature sound. I just want to be able to do anything and everything. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. That makes sense. You don't want to be pigeonholed into a particular.
There you go.
This is him. You want to be more well-rounded with your sound.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when you build a beat, do you tap into the old school vibe, or are you into more creating a progression, where you think the sound should be today?
You know what? It comes from a variety of different avenues. Like, a lot of times I'm a huge R&B fan. A lot of times I'll listen to that to even get me in the mood to even make some music. Even though I'm not making no R&B track, but just the elements of a good R&B song gives me, inspiration to go make some hip hop, because ultimately I want it to sound good. So I use that as an inspiration to start off with a lot of tracks. It's just vibing to something that's already here and that was great, and it's the music that's still around. Yeah.
Okay. So do you say when you making your tracks, do you say you do more planning or is it more inspiration?
It's definitely inspiration.
Okay.
I can't plan anything because I think it'll turn out sounding robotic if I planned it.
Okay. So if you're not planning things, that's more inspirational.
Yeah.
Would you say you're more of creating a beat from scratch versus sampling, or do you do a mixture?
I definitely do a mixture. There's nothing wrong with sampling. I know a lot of people are against it. But hip hop was started on sampling. We didn't. A lot of us didn't know how to play no instruments, so that was we made use of what we had. So, I could never knock sampling, that's what got the ball rolling. So, but, it's we have 52 years in hip hop, we should at least, know how to hit a melody on the keyboard by now, 50 years later. So, but yeah, I do both, man.
Okay. So when you craft that perfect track, how do you know, just as you banging it out, as you sitting there and listening, how do you know that it has that real it? This is what people want. This is what people gonna listen to.
It depends on whoever's around, If my family around, if I see them walk past the studio and they look in, that mean I got something. Because if I had the door open, they can hear it from downstairs. They gotta make it all the way upstairs to come see what I'm doing. So I feel like if I get that, that's like a Dr. Dre thumbs up. You feel me?
Okay. I feel you. You don't want that mama vibe with my baby good.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mama, you just saying that.
But yeah.
Cool. So, are you currently doing any collabs with anybody? Anybody worth mentioning or of note?
Just the usual suspects, man. It's a few people that I've been working with, and right now I've been in transition as far as getting my sound together. I recently went to the NAMM convention, excuse me, in Anaheim, and I got to meet a lot of influential people and people that's in the business that do it real big, and some of them they're just dope individuals. They make dope music, like people like Rabia Prince, Egyptian Lover, John B. I got to meet all these cats, man, and I'm just trying to get my sound together right now. But I'm still working in the process. But that's my main goal, is get my sound together right now.
Okay. So you mentioned Rabia Prince, Egyptian Lover.
Oh yeah.
West Coast producers. Is there anybody in particular that you feel, would be a good collab with to work with on the song on producer level? And is there anybody that you would like to collab with, that would enjoy beats made? Wow, what do I like that.
Yeah, man. We all get asked this question a lot, man. And two people that come to mind for me is making a track for is Ice Cube, first of all. I feel like, I could have something to offer him. And Scarface. Those are the two. Those are my two favorite. Definitely top 5 or whatever. So those two guys, yeah, most definitely, man. I would love to do something with them. Either one of them.
Nice. So if they were to want to collab with you, how would they reach out to you? You have your IG?
Yeah, Black Seed Beats, on IG, same on Facebook. I'm periodically posting things up there, man, and just testing the water, man, putting it out there, man, and I get a little traction on there, man. So I appreciate the love, and the hate. I'm not even tripping on the hate. I wouldn't be who I am if I was scared to put some music out. So I appreciate everybody's feedback. Good or bad.
Got it. Yeah. So tell me something. So you said earlier you're working on crafting your sound, and as you have progressed in your career, are there any mistakes that taught you something very, very crucial? What to do, what not to do?
Yeah. Without calling no names, I did a track for somebody, and they performed it at a show, and people was vibing in the show, but it sounded horrible to me, but I seen people, vibing, so I can't say if they was vibing off my music or his rhymes or whatever, but to me, like, I was like, man, I gotta get it together, man, because I'm trying to be really particular because I want my stuff to be around here after I'm gone, man. So I just can't be putting out no trash like that. So yeah, I had an incident, man, where a song got played. I don't know, it could have been the sound system in the venue or whatever. I'm not trying to shift no blame, but I would just make sure, definitely, man, that I got my stuff sounding good before I even release a track to anybody else.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you talked about the music setup.
Yeah.
So is there any particular equipment that you try to, look for to make sure that's on deck so that that your sound is going to be represented well?
Yeah. First of all, like, even since, like, in the last couple of years, I'll say last 2 years, I've added like a few analog pieces to run my music through before it hits the DAW, to at least warm it up and fatten it up some, to where, once I send it to get mixed and mastered, it's, not much work to do because I did the work beforehand. I don't want to have to depend on somebody to fix it on the back end when I can do something on the front end to make it great. So adding analog pieces was a thing that I did, and it's definitely a big improvement on what I've done in the past.
So analog kind of changed the game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You in terms of your sound?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. You see the shirt. Analog music. So that's what we on over here.
Okay. So we talked a little bit about the collab. We talked a little bit about your whole process and the equipment that you use. Would you say that there's any like rituals that you do, to get your mind ready for even making the beats? Do you need a particular vibe? We were laughing earlier about an artist that's heavy into incense. So would you say you need those type of things to set the mood, to set your mind right?
No, not these days, but I think we talked before, and I told you that it used to be alcohol.
What's good? Okay.
But I told you what happened with that. It's just like, I'm in there sipping, I'm vibing, then, I mess around, get buzzed up, think I got a banger, come back to it the next day, straight garbage. It don't sound nothing like I heard it the day before. So, I had to chill on that. So, okay.
So 2 shots and the beat don't stop.
Yeah,
we don't do that no more.
No. Oh, man. It became too important to me, man, to be playing with it like that. Like I said, now outside, music, you know what I mean? If it's the right occasion, yeah, I'll take a sip or whatever, man. But when it comes to that, no, not at all. When it comes to music, no.
All right. So no alcohol. Loving that, loving that, loving that. And so what do you do to kind of keep the vibe in the studio?
Man, like I said, man, just sitting in there, man, because I'm already, man, having ideas in my mind as soon as I come in there and turn the power on. So I'm already hitting the floor running, basically, So a lot of times I don't need no ritual, man. I just turn the equipment on, man, and run my fingers across the keys or the drum machine, man, and bam, you know what I mean? Something come up. I'm not saying it's the dopest idea, man, but it's always something. I'd rather have not a good idea than not have any idea, all day long. I'd rather just get something started, man, and then my juices will start flowing, man, and I can go from there.
It's okay. So I take it then you don't have like a particular time, day or night, where the creativity is just off the charts.
No, man, it's all day, man. It's a couple of times, man, that I've been in bed, like I'm finna power down for the night, man, and I get something in my head, man. I get out the bed and go back and then turn everything right back on. I gotta get this out. So, man, I'm talking about in my sleep and work. I work 9 to 5 like everybody else. And these ideas is coming when I'm at the Weinsteins. You know what I mean? I got things going, man, in my head, and I can't wait to get home, man, so I can put that down, man, and get it out of my head. So yeah, man, it's all day long, man. I'm hearing sounds, I'm hearing tones, and then I'll just be ready for action, man, when I'm trying to be creative.
All right, so we've talked a little bit about some everything. Let's talk about the business side of things. So and that's in protecting your work. So your splits, your publishing, business moves, things that producers you feel would need to know.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about some of the things that you've learned over your career to really, really protect yourself and your library of work?
Well, first of all, homie, no homie, family, no family. You trying to be serious and you trying to get something, a quality product out there, man. I feel like the business has to be done, man. I know we love our people, man, and sometimes we do favors, we do things on the strength, man, but then once something start popping, and then conversations change, and well, you didn't tell me this, and why you switching up on me now? So it's just like, it's better to have all of that in place, before you start working. Well, not before you start working, but at least before the project comes out. Should have all that stuff in place, man. It's good for everybody, on the back end.
All of it good. So, back end is secure. Any advice for new producers coming up that they're looking, for placement, with various record companies? A lot of people have taken the social media route, the YouTube route. That they're trying to get this stuff, on the various music platforms that's out here. Any advice for them?
You can use all of that, man. Social media, man. Use it for what it is, man. Because the days we used to be out there. How many times you ran into people? You was going in the store, man. Hey, man, I got this CD. We definitely got away from that, man. Don't nobody want to be ran up on, solicited, trying to get you to listen and purchase their stuff, man. But those days, I think they were more honest when we was able to see people and look in their eyes and tell them you got a product to offer, man. And I've always supported people, man, who came up to me, hey, bro, man, hey, I'm trying to come up, man. I gotta you take a listen, man, and just I'm taking donations and I'll just give me a listen, and I've gave listens to people, man, and I've heard some great things, man. But on the other hand, man, you can't be one of these people spamming people's inboxes talking about, please listen to my demo, and getting on people's nerves, man. Don't nobody respond to that, man, all the time, man. It's a lot of eager people out there, and I understand the eagerness, man, but you got to get in where you fit in when it comes to that, man. So use the what's out here, man, the social media platforms, man. You also should get a website, man. You can use the social media to send people to your website. So that way, they get it directly from you. You're not going through no middle person. And, financially, that definitely would be better than getting pennies, for 10,000 streams, and you can't even buy a 40 ounce, with all the streams you got, so just use it for what it is, man, and bring the traffic back to a website or your own social media, or however you want to do it. You can sell thumb drives, SD cards, all of that. So just use it for what it's worth, man, because I feel like not the social media, but the streaming platforms, man, they're not really for us, man. It's more for them. I feel like they take advantage, but that's a whole nother interview.
So, all right. Well, finally, so where do you see R&B and hip hop heading with the influence or the influx Black Seed music? Where do you see that going?
Hey, that's a good question, man, because I can't tell you when it started, man, but I don't know if you've noticed a lot of our generation of hip hop have been putting out records, the Common and Pete Rocks, the LLs, the Rakims, Big Daddy Kanes, all these people are resurfacing, man. I feel like, with addition, because that's my generation, I feel like with a addition with me, I can offer something to my generation, man, to keep it flowing, man, because we, they try to shut our generation down, man. I feel like, man, at a certain time, man, and it was no disrespect to nobody else, man, but they was telling us we too old. How are we gonna be too old, man, when we started? You can't tell us that we too old. So,
OG still got something to say.
Yeah, most definitely we got something to say.
Most importantly, what I'm appreciating is, and I think you're kind of alluding to this, is that the OGs are stepping back in the forefront to kind of, lead the culture, lead the sound, lead the music.
Yes.
Show the various avenues that are possible as they did in the beginning.
But if you have, younger generation that's not listening, no matter what we do, man, that won't make a difference, But I understand what you're saying, and I would hope, you should study your foundation of hip hop. Like I've studied my foundation. Like I mentioned Larry Smith and we had Molly Mall, Davey DMX, we had these guys before us, Curtis Blow, Run DMC. These guys who I studied, man, these younger people should be studying my generation now, and to see why we are still here. Now, like I know, we've heard a hot song last year, but we ain't hearing it no more. So where did they go? Meanwhile, Nas is still here. Big Daddy Kane's still here. Rakim's still here. and we still listen to their older stuff.
Right.
Some of these,
Because it's so relevant. It's so relevant.
yes, everything it goes in a circle. Like some of this new this equipment that we have, that was hot in the 80s, it came back around again. It's hot again. Same with the music, same with the sounds of the music, same with some of the drum machines. Some of the drum machines that's 40 years old cost $10,000 now. Why is that? Because they were great. They stood the test of time. So with all that being said, music-wise, everybody needs to study the foundation and the roots of it, man. So we can be another 52 years. If it ain't your cup of tea, certain songs, it ain't your cup of tea, man. That don't mean you gotta hate them. So you just respect the OGs, man, and respect the music, respect the foundation. All you have to do in the house of hip hop, try to add your own brick to the house of hip hop. Add you a doorknob or a light fixture. That's what I'm trying to do. I would like a whole brick, but I settle for a doorknob in hip hop. You know what I mean? So, somebody mention my name 50 years from now and say, yeah, I remember that stuff he did. He was pretty nice.
All right. So, man, BLKSEED, thank you for gracing us with your presence, man.
All right,
man,
appreciate you, man.
It's been very insightful. Once again, let us know where we can, find you on social media.
All right, BLKSEED Beats on IG, BLKSEED Beat, Facebook, BLKSEED. BLKSEED, it stands for Bonafide Loyal King, Salute Excellent, and Execute Determination. That's what BLKSEED is for. So y'all can follow me there, hit me up, give me some comments, good or bad. I ain't tripping, you know what I mean? What's up?
Everybody's got a little light under the sun.